Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to put an inlay into basically a blank ring, only using really hand tools and a rotary hand tool, so like a flex shaft or a Dremel. And to do this, I'll be using CA glue from Starbond. They actually sent this kit out to me, and I'm going to try it all out in this video and see how I like it and how it works with doing the inlay of some turquoise and some opal, along with some silver dust. Alright, so one really important thing if you're going to be doing this all by hand, you're going to need a ring mandrel to hold this. And I have two of them out right now. And you might be able to tell the difference between the two. This one is all messed up, scarred, and you can't read anything on it. And this one is all nice and new looking. I'm going to use this one to do everything because we're going to be basically grinding on it to need glue on it. And yeah, you basically need something that's not important when it comes to looks and finish. So if you can, I suggest picking up the cheapest mandrel you can get your hands on so you can ruin it basically and be able to make these rings. So to start out, I'm going to just take this, put it on here, and then kind of push it down so it gets kind of locked. So that's all nice and secure. It will come undone later as we're working on it and cutting it, but you just push it back down, you're good. And there are other tools you can use for this, but I'm going to show you the most basic ones, and you can make really awesome rings just using basic tools. Also, this is a soldering tripod that I'm going to be using, because you can place it on top of it like this and do all of your work here and turn it without it touching anything underneath. And if anything falls, you can put a catch down here and it'll catch everything. So let's talk about the glue itself. This is from Starbond, and they provided me with this. And there's different thicknesses and colors, and this is basically an accelerator to make it harden faster. Which are all good things because you don't want this sitting there just wet for a long period of time. I'm going to be using the black and the clear medium. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is get these all set up so they're easy to use. All of these little attachment pieces or nozzles come with them. And I just need to clip this off. And this has a little thumbtack inside of it to keep that clog free. And then I'm going to put the cap to the side. Alright, so when doing this, I use basically a lid to catch everything. And then I will basically have it set up like this. So this is easy to get to, and I can move it around. Everything will fall into the little lid down here, and then I could reuse it or throw it away depending on what it is. I'm going to have some toothpicks and some sharp tweezers for picking up stones and moving stuff around. Of course, you need stones or whatever you're going to inlay into this, and you probably should get different grits so you can fill in different areas. I'm going to have links to stuff in the description and in the first comment to just about all of this, besides the silver dust. Silver dust itself you have to make yourself or find someone that's selling silver dust, which I've never looked for. I basically just take some silver and a file and file this down, or I collect all my shavings from sawing. So if you're making this piece by hand, like I did in the previous video, which I'll have a link at the top of this and in the description too, you can collect all the sawing dust from making this. So you might notice it's pretty smooth inside of here, and glue likes to stick to surfaces that are more rough. and we don't want our inlay to fall out. So I'm going to use some Mizzy heatless wheels to grind inside of here and add some texture. So you should be able to see the difference now between the two sides. So you want both of them to be like that. Basically anytime you inlay anything. So there we go. Now where it's ready to get its inlay into it. So one other thing you might want to do is set up some sort of ventilation or be next to a window with a fan, because the fumes from most glues will burn your eyes and breathing in is probably not too good for you. So I'm going to set this up. It's basically to remove the smoke from my soldering, but it will also work for this. Alright, should be able to see everything from up there. Now I'm going to start placing some of my stones. So I'm going to start with one band being turquoise. And to do that, I'm going to actually use a tiny bit of this black. The reason why I'm using the black with the turquoise is because turquoise usually has black cracks in it. So I think this will actually look nice with it. So what I'm doing is just grabbing larger pieces and placing them in here and trying to get them as flat as possible with the base. And if they're sticking up a lot, it doesn't really matter too much because we're going to cut it all down. Also, you need to use softer stones if you're going to be doing this by hand, because you're going to have to basically cut stone with a file by hand. Alright, so that's as much as you really want to do with it all wet still, because as soon as it starts getting to the other side and everything's wet, it'll start dripping all of your work off. And you really don't want that. So now I'm going to spray accelerator onto it, and there is a trick to this. I'm going to move this back a bit, and then the accelerator, and shake it up. So you don't want to spray this close, because moisture will actually make this all bloom and turn white. Even the clear will do the same thing. You want this pretty far away, like you can't see it off the camera now. And you just want to mist over it. So now after that, if you check it, everything should be stuck in place and hard. Also, if you get stuff over the side like this, it's fine because we're going to be cutting all this down flat. So there it is after everything's been put in. There's going to be low spots in here, and that's actually on purpose, because I'm going to cut this down and then refill those areas to make sure everything is filled in. So for the other side, I'm going to be putting in the opal. And I think I'm going to use the black glue for the whole thing, because I like how it looks with this, and I think it'll look pretty good with the opal once it's all cut down and you can see all the shimmer from it. Alright, so now it's time for the not so fun part of filing all the stone down. And this takes a while, and depending on what stone you're using, it might take a really long time or completely destroy your file. So make sure to look up how hard your stone is, because you might need a diamond file instead of a steel one. These are very soft, so I'm not going to have a problem. So what I'm going to want to do is basically go in a curved motion, and this will slowly cut everything down in a round shape. If you just do it like this, you'll get flat spots. You want to be constantly curving. Also make sure to wear a dust mask, because this is it's basically making tiny dust particles of stone and glue and putting that in the air. So yeah, make sure you have ventilation and dust mask on. So you'll know when you're done in that area once you start to see the metal getting shaved down. That means it's actually flush across there. So you can see how much this all sticks out from the ring. And there's going to be a bunch of gaps in here that we're going to fill in with our different materials. So it's not a problem at all. Alright, so here it is after a lot of filing. And you're going to see all the gaps and everything. Everything's also going to be really dull. But, as you can see, it is now round and doesn't have all the spiky bits. So now we got to go back and fill in these gaps with more stone, or you can use silver to fill it in, or you can just use the black glue itself to fill everything in if you wanted to. If you're using clear glue and try doing that, and if you have any gaps that go all the way down, I think I saw one somewhere, but if it goes all the way down to the silver itself, it will have a silver spot, which will look kind of weird. So let's go do that. It's a good idea to brush it out too, so you just have it as clean as possible, and any loose debris will fall off.
When I start ignoring all my friends, I don't even know the problems, so how am I supposed to solve them? Still I'm drinking like it stops them. I feel too much and nothing at all. Lately, I feel a little crazy. I wish
Alright, so I just filled everything in with silver and black glue. So I'm going to let this cure up for a little bit, and then go over it one last time with the file, hopefully, and then see if there's any little gaps we need to fix, and then we can go to actually polishing and making everything look nice. Because right now it looks pretty garbage. So it has little bits throughout with silver in it. Nothing too crazy like a previous ring of mine. But yeah, everything's in there. So now I need to polish this whole thing up to actually make it look nice. Clean up the inside, clean up in here to make sure that it's comfortable. And that should be the end of this ring. So let's go do that. So I'm going to use a variation of different grits to polish this up, and then I will use a polishing compound to finish it up. So yeah, the ring is actually comfortable, so I don't have to take off too much more on the inside, but I need to do it on the outside because it's a little sharp still, because it's just right angle basically. So it looks pretty good. The black is well, this is the first time I've used the black, so I have to get used to filling this more, so there's not as many black areas. But I like how it came out, and I really like how the opal looks with the black, even with larger bits of it. So yeah, if you want to get the glue that is used in this for your work, just head over to starbond.com and use my code GoMeowCreations. They contacted me asking if I would want to work with them and get a 20% commission on their any orders, basically. And they also offered a 10% commission and 10% off for my viewers, so I took that one instead. Because I'd rather give you guys a discount so you actually save some money than just make that much on my orders. So head over there, check it out if you want to get some. I highly suggest the aerosol accelerator, and so far the black medium thick works really good for the inlays, and I'm going to be using this a lot more. I still have to go over their clears, but if they're anything like this, they're going to work just as good. So that's about it. If you found this video helpful, leave a like. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I try to get back to everyone. And if you want to see more videos like this one, subscribe to my channel. I try to get out videos every week. And if you want to help support my channel, I have a Patreon, and you can start supporting as low as $1. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.